Children, our most precious asset, are uniquely vulnerable in T-bone crashes, even in the best car seats that we can provide. The most concerning injury are injuries to the growth plates. Now, the growth plates, if you don't know, are the areas in the bones where our children grow. Common growth plate injuries are to the wrist or maybe in the arms or things like that. And these are permanent and they can affect how the child develops throughout their life. And that's why these are so critical. And that's why if a child is injured in a collision like this, even in a car seat, they need a thorough medical exam to make sure that there are no growth plate injuries. And if there are, to identify them early and to get the best possible treatment for them. Even the best car seats for the children and the children's booster seats and things like that have limited ability to protect our children because they were not designed to meet some of the impacts that the children actually suffer in these types of direct impact T-bone collisions. They're far greater than what the seats were designed to protect our children against. So again, this is why children are uniquely vulnerable in these types of accidents. We all marvel about how our children are a lot more limber than we are and how we kind of laugh and giggle and say, if they fall down, they bounce and get back up. While that's true in everyday things, in this type of collision, these injuries are extremely, extremely dangerous and must be looked at with the best pediatric care available, because even if our children are limber, we don't want ligament laxity. We don't want any kind of head injury or brain injury or anything like that to our children to ever, first of all, to ever happen. Second of all, if we suffer that type of collision and these type of injuries, we want the best pediatric care we can find for them. In some of my other videos, I've talked about this, but let me touch on it here. And that's secondary impact or secondary injuries. Now, what that means is the first injury is from the first impact. And then the secondary injury is where you actually come into contact with another surface in the car when you've been propelled by that force. Children are no different. There are secondary injuries that the children can suffer from when they're propelled, and things can happen. If it's a booster seat, you can suffer the same type of seatbelt injuries as an adult can. If it's a car seat for a child, if it's not buckled right, or if it's more impact than the seat is designed to protect against, it can come loose and the children can still come into contact with other areas in the car as a secondary injury. And that's why, again, our children are uniquely vulnerable in these T-bone type collisions. All of this to say, specialized pediatric care is critical. What do I mean by that? I mean trauma-trained pediatricians. I mean people who are trained to treat the trauma that children suffer from these type of injuries. And this is why trauma-trained medical personnel are critical, pediatrically trauma-trained. And you also need trauma-trained legal personnel who know how to gather the evidence, who know where to look for the injuries based upon how the impact occurred, to alert you as the parent to the potential injuries that your child could have suffered that you may not associate with the trauma of the injury. At John Michael Bailey Injury Lawyers, you can call us anytime, day or night. We never close, 24/7, 365. You can reach us at 888-WE-FIGHT. We would love to speak with you. And if you, your children, or anybody that you know has suffered any kind of injury from this, please pick up the phone and call us. We will fight tooth and nail, not only to establish the force of the impact, we will look for every injury that your child or your loved one could have possibly suffered. And then we will go toe-to-toe with the insurance industry to make sure that you, your loved one, or your child gets all the justice that you deserve and get the best possible outcome from this. So thanks much for listening, and I hope to talk to you very soon. 888-WE-FIGHT.